Hey man, do you know where your food comes from?
My food? From a seed. Or a dead cow.
From a seed? Dead cow.
My food comes from a seed or a dead cow. Or a dead chicken, killed up chicken.
Can you tell me your name?
I'm Horia Boboya.
And I'm going to ask you some questions about your food and your food choices. Do you know where your food comes from that you typically eat?
Well, sometimes I do. Most of the time I don't.
Does it matter to you, like when you go shopping? Like, is it?
I guess not that much. No. Well, it depends what I'm shopping, but kind of. Yeah. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't.
So when you are shopping, like, what's influencing what you buy?
Obviously it's about what needs to get into the fridge, or what is on the agenda there for the next few days. So that's kind of priorities, first of all, and most of the time it's about cooking and what goes into that kind of a recipe. So it's true that also that I'm not cooking that much. I'm blessed to have a wife that cooks very well, so she's doing a lot of that kind of arrangement.
So what kind of foods do you typically eat?
Well, I eat across the board. I'm not very fussy about.
What's your name?
Brian Cascos.
Do you know where your food comes from?
No.
Do you care where it comes from?
No.
Does it matter when you're buying it?
No.
What foods do you eat?
Tasty.
Packaged, processed, fresh, anything like that at all?
Tasty.
Tasty? So nothing packaged? No.
Is it tasty?
What about fresh? Do you eat fresh food?
Yes.
What kind of fresh food do you eat?
Tasty.
Do you buy organic or non-organic food?
Yes.
Which one do you buy the most, do you think?
Don't know.
Do you buy non-organic food a lot?
Don't know.
What influences what you buy when you're shopping for groceries?
Is it good shit?
Do you have a garden?
No.
Or grow your own food at all?
No.
Have you ever?
No.
Do you want to?
No.
Okay. So anything that you could add to your diet or what people
Rock.
Rock. Okay. All right. Thank you, Brian.
So what is your name?
My name's Laura.
So
Laura, do you know where your food comes from? Not really. I try to check labels, but no, not really.
Do you care where it comes from?
Yeah, I prefer to know where it comes from.
Do you currently have a garden or grow any of your own food?
I tried to plant a winter garden. It didn't work because of lack of sunlight, but I will have a garden in the summer, which we're sort of starting to plan now.
What type of foods are you going to be growing in the summer?
Well, we have an apple tree, and then potatoes, onions, garlic, a bunch of different herbs, tomatoes, probably some lettuces.
Awesome.
The kind of stuff that's convenient to go out and pick.
Hi, Michael. Do you know where your food comes from?
Not particularly. Like, as far as I know, it comes from the store, and then I don't really know the inner workings behind that or beyond that.
Do you care where it comes from?
Not particularly right now. Like right now, I usually go for the cheapest that I can find. That's where I'm at about right now in my life. But I mean, there are certain, like, I do think about it, but it's not cost efficient always to think about it that way.
So I guess you don't look at where the food is from when you buy the food.
Yeah, that'd be accurate.
Okay. Okay. What foods do you eat? Frozen, fresh, packaged?
A little bit of both. Like, a lot of times I'll get frozen just because it's easier. Sometimes and more convenient. And then, but yeah, I get a lot of fresh vegetables and fruit as well.
When you buy vegetables and fruits, do you consider if they're organic or non-organic?
Yeah, I look at that and then compare prices and then kind of base it off of that. If I have a little more money, I might buy organic or go Whole Foods or something.
So I guess the cost influences what you buy when you're grocery shopping.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you tell us your name?
My name is Stephanie Drachman.
Oh, who gives her last name?
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you know where your food comes from?
Yes.
Is it like a conscious choice you make when you buy your food?
Yes.
Or? Really?
Yes.
Can
I
you talk about that?
only shop at the farmer's market when it's in season, and then beyond the farmer's market, I shop at City Market Northwest, which is on Northwest 21st, and then I shop at the People's Food Co-op in Southeast.
Like, what difference has it made for you? Like,
Well, I think like one of the most apparent things for me when I first started doing the farmer's market was flavor. You know, like eating these vegetables and things. I was like, oh my god, this is exactly what I want this to taste like. Or even like chicken and steak and things that I'm getting. You know, like there's a huge difference in flavor for me. But also just, you know, I'm really interested in, not isolationism, but like kind of this reversal of globalization to kind of like bring it back to more, you know, local purveyors, kind of local systems, and make it more locally sustainable. So.
like another argument too, like especially to eat locally, is that it requires like a lot more time and effort. You know, like
yeah, I think that what was really interesting is like, well, for the farmers market, for instance, I have had to train myself to think differently about my food choices because with the farmers market, I have a Wednesday option once it starts, but it starts seasonally later than just every Saturday. So I learned to shop rather than like having constant access. That's something that I've restricted myself from because I don't go into a grocery store, so my access is limited, and I like make myself think that. Like I make myself think food is not as accessible as it could be because you are making choices that are important. So
like, what sort of inspired you to do this?
Just, you know, I feel like it's a combination of a bunch of different things. I feel like there's definitely a lot more information that is made available, things that we as society are aware of that affect our society negatively. But I think that actively producing change or making like conscious decisions to like go against what those negative trends are, like I think that you have to be somewhat selective in that process because there's so many different things that you could go to. So this is like the one thing that I have made a point of personally that I can change my habits that will affect a larger issue, I guess. So that's why I started doing it.
Very cool. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Awesome.